Good afternoon to you and a very happy Friday. How are we doing? Greetings from Dubai. Do let me know where in the world you are. Hello, hello. Happy Friday to you. Have you had a good week? September already. We are getting into September. Kids going back to school. Some this week, some next week. How are we doing? Happy Friday. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Do say hello and let me know how you are doing and where you are watching from. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. How is your family? How's your business? How is your team? Do give me a wave, give me a thumbs up. So great to see you all. Thank you for joining. How is your September going? Can you believe it is September already? Isn't this year flying past? I do hope that you have had a fantastic summer and that you are enjoying your September. Do let me know, what have you been working on this week? Has it been a good one? Thank you to everybody that has been referring friends or colleagues to me. I really do appreciate it, whether for one-to-one coaching or work with their teams, or indeed to be interviewed for my book. I've had some really amazing interviews. Thank you so much. My manuscript has been going out to beta readers and getting some really great feedback back. So really excited to get that off to the publisher. Hopefully by the end of the month. That is the plan. So yeah, it's been a good week for me. How about you? How are you doing? Lots of comments coming in. Hi Paula, hi Paul. Nice to see you. Fantastic week, best yet. Paula's had the best week yet. Fantastic, looking forward to hearing all about that. Lots of new joiners to this community also. Welcome to each and every one of you. I'm really passionate about serving you and giving you lots of great value, not just in these weekly lives from wherever I am in the world, but also in our regular Ask Me Anything slots, 3 p.m. UK time every Monday. So please feel free to post your questions, your challenges into this group. Do let us know where you're stuck or what questions you might have. I really hope that you and your business are thriving, but do you know what? If you're not, then that's absolutely okay. Please do let me know what support you need. I really want you to know that you are not alone. I can see that several of you have booked in a clarity call next week, so I'm looking forward to speaking with you. If you'd like to get past your blockers, take that next step in your business, then do book in a call with me and let's give you a good dose of clarity. I have a few slots each week that I make available for these calls, so do grab yours now. You can find the link in the pinned post at the top of this group. So enough chit chat, let's get going, shall we? Welcome to my weekly live at 12 noon UK time every Friday, where we talk about how you can simplify, grow and enjoy your business. Whether you're just starting out or you're several years in, whether you want to build a nice lifestyle business or you're chasing world domination, I am here to support your journey. Last week we were looking at managing your friends. We were talking about the benefits of friendship at work. We were looking at some common pitfalls for new managers to avoid, and we were also looking at how you can be both a friend and a boss, which is a balance that I know many of you are challenged with, or it's something that we find when we start a business that we're often working with our friends. So kind of how do you balance that? If you didn't get a chance to join me live last week, you can find a recording in this group. All of my lives are organised into guides, which you can find. You'll see a link at the top of the group. You can see the guides there. We have a simplify, grow and enjoy your business guide. So if you are feeling overwhelmed or stretched too thin, if you're not quite sure what you should be focusing on or how to get organised, then head over to the Simplify Your Business Guide, which has loads of hints and tips on how to make life easier for yourself, how to organise your time, and how to really focus on what's important. If you are at the moment really focused on client acquisition, if you are focused on scaling and managing people, if that's what you are tackling right now, then the Grow Your Business Guide is where you can find loads of resources and information for you if you are tackling those things right now. And finally, of course, there's the Enjoy Your Business Guide, which focuses on you and your role and how to ensure that the business that you're building continues to delight and inspire you. What we really don't want is you falling out of love with your business. So everything I do falls into one of those three guides: Simplify, Grow, or Enjoy, so that you can easily find the support you need. I want all three of those for you, of course I do, but you will know which one is most relevant to you in terms of where you are right now and what support you need. As you know, I tend to take my cues from you in terms of what would be helpful for me to cover during these lives. Sometimes I read something or I reflect on a past experience and take those learnings and bring them to share with you. Often I'm sharing things from my book, either the first one or the second one, which is nearly finished, and also often what I'm working with my clients on. But most often these lives come from conversations, questions and requests that I get from this community. So do let me know, where are you stuck? What questions do you have? What challenges are you facing? So today's live has been inspired by many conversations that I have. It's something that comes up a lot in coaching, but also in the workshops that I run. This idea of balance. Today we are talking about how do you find that balance? Just as each and every person's version of success is different, so is each and every person's view of balance. How do you find the right balance between your work and play, if you like, the fun times? How do you find a balance between growing your business and connecting with the people that you love? How do you find a balance between using your head and your heart, or your intellect and your creativity, if you like? There's all different ways of looking at balance. And as with life, business is all about making choices and doing what's really going to work for you. What does balance look like for you, and how do you achieve it? As always, today's live is practical and simple. It's designed to give you some things to think about, but also some actions that you can take today. And what I'm going to do today is I am going to structure today's live into a top 10 tips on finding and maintaining balance in your life and in your business. Sound good? Let's get started then, shall we? Okay. So number one, my first top tip in terms of maintaining balance is it's really important to be inspired by what you do. If it doesn't make you want to get out of bed in the morning, then you really do need to find something that does. You really want something that is going to inspire you through those tough times. Immerse yourself in your subject. You've got to really love it. It's got to really inspire you. Yes, you want to earn money. Yes, you need to meet the challenges that the world is asking you to confront and asking you to help solve. But you absolutely need to be passionate about what you do, and you need to be good at what you do. So learn and absorb and immerse yourself in the subject, but do it your way. Make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, that it inspires you and you are doing it your way. Okay, number two, it's really important to prioritize your time. We've all got 1,000,001 things to do. I'm sure you have 50 things on your to-do list right now. And so it is really important to prioritize your time. There are lots of resources in this group about prioritizing your time. If you search for the focus formula, I've done several lives on systems to get your brain organized, or get your time organized and your head clear. But in a nutshell, one of the things to really think about is what is urgent and what is important. and they are not the same thing. So when you're looking at priorities, of course there are things that are urgent that need to be done right away. We all have those, but it is also important to be taking a step back and saying what's actually important, what's really going to get me to my goal, what's really going to get me to my 5-year goal, my 1-year goal, my 1-month goal. You know, what do you want to achieve between now and the end of the year, and are the things that you are prioritizing actually going to move you forward, or are you spending too much of your time on all of that urgent stuff? So it's a balance, which is why it's in this list. It is about finding that balance between what is urgent and what's important. Okay, number 3. Taking action is always better than procrastinating. I have some clients that worry a lot about doing the right thing. And my answer to that is quite often it isn't that simple. There isn't really a right thing. There's a choice, yeah? So we have many choices that we need to make every single day when we're running our businesses. And it's important not to procrastinate. It's important to take action as much as possible. There are some big decisions, of course, that need reflecting upon, but you know, it's the reason I say it's always better to take action than procrastinating is procrastination just drains your energy. It makes you feel very stuck and very uncomfortable. And you can, again, there are lives in here specifically on procrastination, but the point is you might not get it right every time, whatever that means, but the times that you don't will be far outweighed by that positive impact of moving forward. Psychologically, that feeling of momentum, that feeling of I'm making progress towards my goal. I might not get it right every single time, but if you're getting it right 70-80% of the time, and most people get it right more times than that. So just remember that if you're feeling stuck, just take an action. Sometimes when we feel stuck, just do something, even if it's changing your environment, even if it's making a small step forward. You know, you could say to yourself, you know, I don't really know what to do. What could I do? What one thing could I do? And just by that act of taking a step forward, it changes everything and you can see things from a different perspective. Number 4, avoid toxicity, and in particular, toxic people. You know who I'm talking about, right? Those complainers, those whiners, those people that have got a bad attitude, those victim people. Sometimes you can't completely avoid them. You know what I'm talking about, right? But at least if you can't completely avoid them, minimize contact and tune them out as much as you can. You need to surround yourself with positive, supportive, can-do people wherever possible. People who lift you up, people who believe in you, people who make you feel amazing. Running a business can get lonely, which is one of the reasons why I started this community more than 2 years ago. So you need people to help you keep the faith. You know, you need people, as I say, that make you feel good, that help keep you focused and keep you energized. So minimize the negative influences around you. And I know that that's hard sometimes if that's people that are close to you, but really think about who you're spending time with and set aside quality time to be with those people that make you feel great, those friends and family members that really understand you and really are prepared to support you. Don't just sit in front of the TV. Really connect and have some real conversations. Pay attention to those people that you care about. Those relationships are so important to nurture. And I know you're busy running your business, but it's really important that you are also investing time into those relationships that are important to you. You know, having a date night with your significant other, having a coffee with a friend, playing a game with a child, those things also lift us up and feed our souls in a different way. It can't all be about business all the time. Really get to know the people that are around you that are important to you. Number 5, turn it off. what am I talking about here? I'm talking about technology. Disconnect on the weekend. You know, I know the excuses, and you know, I often find this difficult, but just try it. You know, give it a few hours or a day. You know, or even a few hours. You know, each afternoon or each night. You know, put the phone down, turn the computer off, give your work brain a bit of a rest. Yeah, spend the extra time actually interacting, having meaningful conversations with people actually in real life. We can do that now, right? Okay. Number 6, really, really important. Spend as much time as you can in your flow. I talked earlier on about you doing things your way. Do what you love, do what you're good at, do it your way. Play to your strengths. Don't try and be all things to all people. Focus on what you do really well. What's the magic thing that puts you in your flow? What's the thing that your business really needs from you? Focus on those things and outsource everything else. If you're not a whiz at accounts or graphic design or whatever it might be, just outsource them instead of wasting your time. Your time is valuable. Your time is absolutely valuable, and your business needs you to be spending your time doing the things that you're really good at, that put you in your flow. Ban the word should. Any of you that have had coaching from me know that we don't use the word should. Say no to everything that is not essential or doesn't add something valuable to your life. Yeah, you need to really, your time is the most precious commodity that you have. It really is. So be really jealous of your time, be really protective of your time, be really intentional about what you're spending your time doing. So say no to all of those things that are just draining your energy, or you know, taking your focus away from what you need to be doing. You need to be really ruthless, right? We're trying to build a business here, whatever type of business you're trying to build. You know, it is about focus, and it is about being intentional. So spend time in your flow as much as you can. And if you have a team, don't forget your job as a leader is really not just to be putting yourself in flow, but to be putting everybody around you in their flow as much as you can. So everybody's flow is different. If you need some help with that, then give me a shout. But it's about your people being as productive, being as happy, being as engaged as you can possibly help them to be. Number 7, pay attention to your health. We hear this over and over again, and you've heard that from me before, right? But a lot of people are just like, yeah, I know health is important, right? We all know that it's important, but often, and I know this from personal experience, it doesn't really become a priority until you have a bit of a health crisis. And certainly for me, as I've got older, I've realised that actually health is the most important thing. I mean, if we don't have our health, we don't have anything, right? We really don't. So, you know, we only have one body. This is the vessel that we are in for the whole of this life, and we need to look after it. We really do. It's and as we get older, it needs more looking after. It needs more taking care of. You know, I'm often saying to myself, you're not 20 anymore, even if you might feel like that in your head. And our mental health is just as important, right? So that links to putting yourself in your flow. Don't use those shoulds. Don't beat yourself up for not doing those things that you think you should be doing, but you really know they're just not in your flow. They're not, you know, they're just completely draining your energy. So really prioritize your health, your physical health, your mental health. It really is the most important thing when you're building a business. I always say it's about running a marathon, not running a sprint, right? Building a business is a long, hard slog, and you need that resilience. So you need that mental and physical health. It really does affect everything. It affects the quality of our lives and the quality of our businesses. We're far, 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 far more productive and happier when we get enough sleep, when we eat healthy, and we fit in some kind of activity that moves our bodies. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I have a gym in the building. Well, I have several gyms in the building where I live, and it is funny to see some of the people that come and exercise. There's some young women who come and exercise, and they have long hair, and they don't tie it up, so they have this long hair, and they're kind of doing some things in the gym. And I really want to go and say to them, you do actually need to elevate your heart rate. You do actually need to sweat a bit. And I think of myself when I'm in the gym, I'm like pouring with sweat, and they're all looking very glamorous. So fitting in some activity that actually elevates your heart rate, that is what we're talking about here. It really does make a huge difference. I mean, certainly from my perspective, it is the best stress release. It's the best stress buster. You might not be a runner, that's totally fine. It might be a brisk walk. You don't need to be pounding the pavements or the treadmill. Weightlifting, whatever it might be for you. As I say, going for a brisk walk, swimming. Just moving your body and elevating your heart rate. I think you get the point. Okay, number 8, spend some time alone. This one is really, really important. Making time for ourselves when we're running a business, it can be one of the hardest things to do, when we're overworked, we're overwhelmed, we're trying to run this business. I don't know about you, but there's always a million and one things that I want to do. But it is really, again, crucial for lowering that stress, for increasing that happiness, getting that balance, which is what we're talking about today. And also that very important perspective on what you're doing. You need to be able to take a step back. And I've talked a lot about introverts and extroverts, and this is about where you get your energy from. So extroverted people get their energy from other people, but even extroverts need time alone. We all need time alone. I was speaking with a new client a couple of days ago, and we were looking at her profile, her energies, and she was saying, I've really noticed during lockdown, she's quite extroverted, but she said, I really noticed during lockdown that I need more time to myself. And actually that's something that a number of my clients have mentioned to me, that a lot of people have got more conscious about actually, needing a bit of time to yourself. However extroverted or introverted you are, it is really important to carve out that time, that me time. It also doesn't just make you happier and lower your stress, but it also encourages creativity. I talked about getting a different perspective, so it really does encourage your mind to think in a different way if you allow yourself some space to do things by yourself and just carve out some time for yourself. So, for example, you could choose to meditate, you could choose to write, you could choose to do some sketching, you could choose to do some yoga, or simply sit quietly for a few minutes each day and do absolutely nothing. So often just before these lives, I sit here. I don't know if you can see, you probably can see, I'm in a tall tower block here, so I'm on the 27th floor, and I've got an amazing view out here, and I just sit and I spend a few moments just contemplating life before I go live to speak with all you lovely people. So just carving, it doesn't have to be like hours and hours, and I know you're busy, so just 5 minutes, it's not like I'm sitting here for 20 minutes, but just a few minutes every now and then between activities. When I was doing research for my first book, I looked a lot at burnout, and that's actually something that I talk about in my TEDx talk. And what I discovered through that research is that burnout often, it's not so much from the activities that you're doing, although that obviously can contribute, but it's more about not having breaks. So when you run from one thing to another, especially different kinds of things, it's very exhausting. It's very exhausting sort of psychologically and for our brains. And so it's really important just to take a couple of minutes between activities. So at the end of this, it's important that I don't just immediately, check my emails or go on to a meeting, or, it's important to have a little bit of time, just a minute or two between activities. So you finished writing a few emails, let's say, and now it's time to do some calls. Stand up, make a cup of tea, stare out the window, walk around the block. Just have breaks between the different kinds of activities, particularly when you're moving from something very creative to sort of what I call managing. So, you know, the emails and the calls and those kind of, you know, ticking things off, to-do lists, etc. Creativity and managing, two very different things. Have time, make little time between those, and that will make you less tired and less overwhelmed. Number 9, treat yourself. Treat yourself. Get a pedicure, get a facial. Better yet, schedule in a massage. I've never been one for massages, but my mentor, I guess you would call him, suggested to me that I get a neck massage, because I was getting quite a lot of tension in my neck, and I exercise a lot. And so I'm very proud of myself, I have been having a weekly back and neck massage. I've never been very comfortable with strangers touching me, but I found out that my personal trainer is also a fully trained sports masseur. So he comes every Saturday now and gives me a lovely massage, a neck massage. So I can highly recommend that. What I'm talking about, treat yourself, it doesn't have to be costly. It can be a glass of wine, it can be your favourite specialist tea or coffee, a lovely scented candle, or some beautiful flowers, just things that are going to gladden your soul and make you smile. And talking about smiling, remember fun. And I've talked about this before, and some of you watching, I know we've had this conversation. I'm quite a serious soul. I do take life quite seriously, and it is important to remember to have fun. We've chosen this life, right? So it's important that it's fun. Laugh, joke, play, find something. My husband didn't grow up in the UK, and I introduced him to the original Pink Panther Pink Panther films, the Peter Sellers films, when we first got together. And one of my favourite things is to watch him watching kind of outtakes or the funniest bits of the Pavlova of the Parallels. This is not. Did anybody order a bum? Anyway, if you haven't seen it, you don't know what I'm talking about, but do check that out. The original Pink Panther films are hilarious. So whatever makes you laugh, and even if you're a serious soul like me, there will be things out there that will make you laugh. It's scientifically proven that it is amazing to laugh, just like that full belly laugh. So, you know, whatever it is, you know, silly jokes, you know, my husband is good at dancing around the flat in a silly way if he thinks I'm taking life too seriously. So whatever makes you laugh, you know, whether you can do that with somebody else or you can make yourself laugh, you know, it is really important not to take life too seriously. I know that we are sensible business owners, but we're also human beings, and laughter is just such a wonderful stress relief. Nothing makes us feel better, actually, than a good laugh or a good sweat. Okay, number 10. These are my top 10 tips on finding balance and keeping balance. And number 10 is really about trusting your gut. So, do you know what? You know, I said earlier on, we spend a lot of time agonising about what's right or wrong, and my view is most of the time that there is no such thing. And I think learning to trust yourself and have confidence in yourself is really, really important. And your gut, do you know what? Most of the time what your gut is telling you is to enjoy what you're doing and to keep moving forward. That is, most of the time, that's what your gut will be telling you. So trust your gut. Okay. So as a reminder, my top 10 tips for finding and maintaining balance. Number 1, be inspired by what you do. Number 2, prioritize your time. Number 3, take action, keep moving forward. Number 4, avoid or minimize toxic people and toxic situations. Number 5, turn off the technology. Number 6, spend as much time as you can in your flow. Number 7, pay attention to your health, your mental and your physical health. Number 8, spend time alone. Number 9, treat yourself. And number 10, trust your gut. The thing that I'd say about balance is that it's not fixed, it's not a static thing, it's a constantly evolving picture. What works today might not work tomorrow. It's about tuning into yourself, it's about asking yourself what is working and what isn't, which is why the alone time is so important, so you can ask yourself that question. Whether it's your health, whether it's your body, whether it's your relationships, your emotions, your confidence, everything has a balance point that we can find, and it is unique to you. And this is the important thing, is to spend time learning about yourself and understanding yourself and tuning into yourself so you can find those balance points. So tell me, what do you think? What is resonating most with you? What questions or comments do you have about finding your balance? Do let me know in the comments. Do let me know also, what is your next step? What's that next step in life, in business? What do you need to make you feel more confident? Do book in a clarity call with me and let's get you moving past whatever is blocking your progress and on to the next challenge, because there's always a next challenge, right? Before I close up for today, I want to give you some next steps, some concrete things that I suggest you do as a result of today's live. Firstly, take a look at your life, at your situation, at your business, and really ask yourself what feels out of balance. Where are those points in your life, as I say, in your life, in your relationships, in your situation, in your business? Where are those things that are kind of niggling, that feel out of balance? Next, go back over my list of top 10, review those. Which area is resonating with you? Where could you make some changes? Which one needs addressing to achieve more balance in a particular area? And thirdly, you know what's coming. Take some action. What could you change? What could you adjust? What could you focus on? What could you prioritize? How can you find more balance in your life? Please do let me know how you get on with this, and do get in touch if you'd like any support or you want to talk it through with me. I'm going to close up today's live with 2 quotes about finding balance. The first one is from the Indian yoga guru and author Jagadish Vasudev, venerated as Sadhguru. There is no such thing as work-life balance. It's all life. The balance has to be within you. And secondly, from the late, great Albert Einstein, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. This is so true in my experience. Balance, as I say, is not static, it's always changing. So how do we keep you moving forward in that state of perfect balance? How do we keep you pedaling and focused and in your lane? Are you ready to really face what needs to happen in your business? Let's get you in the driving seat and building intentionally towards what you want. Decide what is really important to you and to your business, and stick to it consistently. Building a business is tough. It can be a really long, hard road. So please make sure that you're building something that's really meaningful to you, that will sustain you through the tough times. Be intentional. Say no to those things that don't serve you and the goal that you want to achieve. And as I pass back over to you, as I do every week, that is really what I want you to take from today. What is the outcome that you're seeking? What is the result? What is the goal? Put your energy into getting really, really clear about that. But allow yourself to do things your way. Yes, of course, learn from me, learn from others. But when you synthesize all of that learning and you bring it inside of you, what comes out must work for you. It must be congruent with who you are. If you want to build a huge multinational, change the world, go for it. Fantastic. But if you want to just do your thing, then that's okay too. Absolutely fantastic. Focus on listening to yourself and ask yourself, what do you need so that you can spend more time in your flow? And don't forget that the opposite of flow is friction. And so if things aren't really working, if things feel really hard, if you're kind of banging your head against a brick wall, take a step back and focus on getting really clear. Get yourself some clarity, get some objective input, hire the services of a business coach, take some time to look at what you're doing and where an easier path would start from and lead to. Ask yourself, what would a business that really works for me look like? Let me know your thoughts and your questions on this or any other topic relating to how to simplify, grow, and enjoy your business. What area of business would you like me to speak about next? Also, who do you know that could benefit from joining this community or from having a conversation with me? If you haven't already claimed your free book, your free copy of my first book, The Real Entrepreneur, then you can go to therealentrepreneurbook.com. If you prefer an Audible or a Kindle version, you can also find those on Amazon. Do check out the energy section of my book for more on finding balance. Get the foundations right and you can build from there. I do hope that you have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Whatever you're doing this weekend and whoever you're doing it with, I wish you a really happy and peaceful time. As always, if you want to talk, then you know where I am. Please remember to be where you are in the journey. You don't need to know it all and you definitely don't need to do it all. Take care, stay safe, and do keep in touch. Bye for now. Have a wonderful weekend.